thing about Jamie is he was dancing for me at first. He was one of my dancers. We did ABC in concert together.
Carmen, yeah, she plays a big role in my life. I owe her a lot as well. She was a recording artist on Prince's label.
And then the choreographers I usually use, Sean Cheeseman and Tina Landon, they were working with Janet Jackson, and so they weren't able to choreograph for me at the time. So I was going, God, who am I going to use,
And she needed another choreographer to put her show back together that we had been dancing to already, and because she was doing a live performance.
And I'm kind of stressed out and a little upset that they're gone and they're not there for me. And Jamie said, I can do it. And I didn't know that he could choreograph. I knew he was an amazing dancer.
And so I had to adapt her choreography in a way so that she could still sing live and be able to do the dance steps. And that's the first time Prince got to see what I could do.
And he was so good. And the artist formerly known as Prince was blown away. And I was blown away. And I just knew from that first time that he was going to be very successful. And I told him that. I said, you wait. One day you're going to choreograph for everybody. And I knew that. I knew he was going to make it.
We've been really close, like this, ever since. So it's good.
Get the long shot.
Hand in hand, the players in this program walked the Boulevard of Dreams, holding on to love and friendship as they search for the way to fulfillment in Hollywood.
Boulevard of Dreams.
Here we are.
Here we are.
This is Hollywood on the beach, by the way.
Yes. Anybody can make it. That's the thing about the movies. It's like...
Anyone can make it, that's the thing. But if you're going to last, you have the talent to back it up.
Oh, aren't they sweet?
My girlfriend's name is Promise LaMarco. And she's right there with me, It's support, and I support her, she supports me. Before I even knew her, I saw this sense in her. I saw this fire that burns inside of her, which makes me work harder. She works so hard for her career. I see her out there every day trying to do things, trying to do this, working this deal, trying to do that, going to auditions. And that makes me work harder.
Be careful what you say.
And we're fighting together to get there. And hopefully we'll both be there. I know we'll both be there.
Oh, no. I hope they're not going to be hurt.
I want to know why the wine glasses made it over there on the shelf with the guys coming here.
I'll tell you why.
And wait a minute, we could have taken the red glasses that I like so much that would have been in that space.
Okay, this is a bone of contention. No,
right
all right.
here. No,
okay,
no,
I'll tell you
right
why. Because first of all, you don't have a whole set of the
I have
glasses.
enough of them. Well, there's a whole
They're
set
ugly.
over there.
Okay,
There's
but
two
wait.
glasses over there.
But you want to know why?
No, wait a minute. There's two glasses over there.
Listen to me tell you why.
There are two.
Listen to me
glasses.
tell you why. You want to know why?
So where do I see us in a year?
They were coming and the
really
light
don't know. And that's a question that we haven't even really discussed. I think we're both kind of afraid of it, is that we don't know where we're going to be in a year. We've already made so many sacrifices and we've had so many splits, and it is a big controversy. I don't expect him to live here alone, waiting for me. And so I don't know. It's funny, we've separated a few times and we always end up back together.
And that's all I own. So all I'm asking is, can I just have the clown out on the desk?
Will their future bring them happiness?
Yeah, now I can.
Do they have what it takes to make it on the Boulevard of Dreams?
Keep my craft, just keep working on my craft. Keep shooting movie after movie, working on different films with different directors, theater, Always ready for the next job. I had a double with me and a stuntman, but I told the stuntman that I just wanted to do it on, I felt that it was something simple that I could do it on my own. The pain is something else. 7 months I'll be running. 7 months I'll run around this reservoir, that's for sure. Can't wait. Always go forward, Don't stop, don't give up, Surrender is defeat,
Angeline, Dennis Woodruff, It's hard for me to believe. I've always seen the billboard of Angeline, and I've always seen Dennis Woodruff's car, but I've never seen these people. I've never come in contact with them, and they are the most frightening people I have ever met in this business in my entire life.
I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt and say maybe she's accomplishing something similar to a Jane Mansfield or a Marilyn Monroe. Maybe she's closer to realizing her dream than anyone else in this town.
That's a good one.
That's an embarrassment. You know, who would want that for a mother?
Sometimes I just would like to rest my head on her chest and just relax.
That's bullshit, you know. Titties cost $1,000. You can get the best pay in the world from a surgeon out there. It's nothing.
And huge and huge and huger. And just, she's like a garden blooming. The flowers, it's magnificent. She's just voluptuous.
You know, I get a lot of offers in Hollywood. I mean, a lot of nudity, and that's fine. You know, I was in Playboy, and I did the nudity. It was very tasteful, you know, very respectful. My family approved. But it's not necessarily the only thing I want to do. You know, I have talents, and I want to express my talents. If I'm not performing, if I'm not on that stage in front of people or in front of the camera, whether it's acting, dancing, modeling, singing, whatever it is, if I'm not doing it, I don't feel complete. So if I'm having a period of time when there's not a lot going on, you know, it's not pilot season or I'm not recording, you know, I kind of get a little bit depressed because I want to be there. I want it so bad that I get anxiety. You know, I can't rest for 5 minutes. I'm turning into a workaholic.
I have no energy. Where's my creative? I don't know. I think I've always had it. I think. Creative energy.
Let me think. When I think of Jamie King, I just think of like little sparks that fly out all over. I don't know. Sparky.
I don't know. Maybe it's something you're born with. I don't know. I've never thought about it. I think it's maybe something that you're born with. A creative energy.
Sparky. Yeah, Sparky. That's why I think of him. I just think he's electric. He's so funny.
I remember doing crazy things at a very young age. Like I remember one time I didn't want to look like anyone else in school. I come from a very small town, Madison, Wisconsin, so everyone tends to dress the same and look alike. And I remember being really young, like I think maybe 7, 8 or something like that. And I remember I'm like, I don't want to look like everybody else. I don't know if this is creative energy. I'm just throwing it out there. But so I took my mom. She used to suntan all the time, and she had one of those silver suntan sheets that you lay on. And what I did is I like cut a pattern. I was like 7 or 8, and I like asked my mom to help me sew this outfit together so I could like go to school and look different than everyone else. Is that creative energy?
Have you always wanted to be an actor, like since you were a kid?
I've always wanted to be something that wasn't getting up in the morning and putting on the same kind of clothes, with taking the same thing to work, doing a job that I didn't like. To put it simply, I just knew that was never going to happen. I knew that from like the age 7. But at 7, I thought I literally would be a cowboy, and you know, I just knew I had to be creative, but I didn't know that it was being creative.
The family that I grew up in, that we were taught to become teachers, nurses or teachers. That was sort of like the old-fashioned thing: get a degree to have something to fall back on. That was what I was taught, and acting does not go in there.
My mother, she's always been very supportive, and I come from a middle-class family, and she would spend her last dime so that I could dance, so that I could take my classes, so that I could be somebody. And so I feel like there's a part of me that's doing it for my mother. And also because she was a singer, and she stopped singing because she was pregnant with me. So I want to live her dream through me as well.
Perfect example of dreams. I'm dreaming to have a body like this. See what I have to do? I'm making my dream come true.
What Jamie's doing is exhausting his tricep muscles. In order for them to get larger, he has to reach the point of threshold, and that's what is about to happen. His triceps are going to give out.
Yeah, any second.
And the tissues are gonna tear. And one more, squeeze it up.
Oh my God.
Good.
Oh, I felt nothing at all. Choreography and everything else usually comes to me in a dream. So I think some of my best choreography actually has come to me in dreams. Or pictures. Like if I see a picture, it could be anywhere. If I'm driving, wherever I'm at, and I see something interesting, or an interesting shape, it could be, say, I don't know how wide this happens, but you know, if I see an interesting shape or something, I'm like, wow, imagine if a body was in that shape. I think it's easy if you believe in yourself. That's the hard part. Not necessarily making your dreams come true. It's once you have to convince yourself first that your dreams can come true. That's the hard part. Eric. This is my publicist, Eric Kent.
Hello there, how are you? The drive and determination that he has will definitely propel him into superstardom. There's no question about it. Whatever he's doing, whether it be his singing career, which he's checking out right now, or whether it's a film career or television or whatever he's going to be doing, he's going to be very well known to everyone because he's got a drive and a determination to let people know that that he's Jamie King.
Big guys. So yeah, those are definitely the guys you want to know.
Exactly.
But I speaking of, on this same vein, and that's kind of like what I want to bring to this showbiz world is the old romance of Hollywood. I think it still exists. I think that it can be brought back. I think there's a resurgence of glamour and the old Hollywood romance. I think it can be brought back to the screen, and that's where I come from.
It's not enough to have the dream. You have to have the passion, and you have to have the commitment to yourself behind it. I mean,
it's what motivates you. You have to come from a root of something, from the heart, from passion, it makes you motivated. It makes you.
You have to have that hunger. It's an inner hunger. It isn't something that food alone satiates you. It is a hunger for something. I know there are actors who are famous, but that's not why they went into the business. They are celebrities, but they don't want it. That's not what they want. They don't know how to do anything else.
There are those people you keep hearing about, but the reality is also that because the people come here with that much stronger drive, you get a level of ambition here which is beyond the healthy ambition that we perhaps grew up with. It becomes an almost shark-like killer ambition because the rewards are very high. What people are prepared to do to reach those, to get those rewards, is also very low.
Oh my God! I'll roll on Audrey and Judy Landers. Hey Jim, you got to roll on Audrey and Judy Landers if you want. We'll make sure photographs sell. Well, number one, the best-selling shots you can get are new couples. You know, people who are seen together for the first time. And certainly, I suppose, people who shouldn't be seen together. Hi there, who's this? Hi Edna, it's Ron Davis. How are ya? I have a question. Pamela Anderson's barbed wire tattoo on her left arm, have you seen it enough? Okay, have you ever seen red marks above it? Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. There's a casting couch in this town. Because not only is that the fault of the casting directors and the powers that be, it's the fault of the actors and actresses, because where there's not one, some actor or actress will come along and develop, one, so to speak. If they think it'll get them ahead of edge in front of the competition, I've heard and seen many people.
That is an option, but it is not the only one. There's so many other things. Working hard at your talent, auditioning, keep auditioning, getting around people who are for real. They're not just, hey, there's lots of options in this town.
Hell, an actress friend of mine found herself sleeping with almost every major leading man in this town, only to find out that she never got that leading female role. She learned the hard way.
Oh, what are you doing in the mirror then?
I'm just looking to see if I look like James Dean.
You do, honey.
Yes, I think looks are important. I mean, look at the shows we have. Friends, Baywatch. I mean, for those, yeah, those looks are important. I mean, and interesting looks too, like Uma Thurman's. And I mean, interesting looks are important, yes, because people like to look at something interesting. Everybody wants something beautiful, right?
Not everybody is Baywatch. And I think a lot of very interesting people get passed over in this industry because they don't have that. To me, it's the Benetton person is more interesting to me than the Baywatch person. And I say Benetton because if you've ever watched a Benetton ad, you always see very interesting people, women with no makeup, lots of freckles and red hair and green eyes.
I hope, the way I go about my work is I hope that people are interested in watching me on film because they see something that comes from the inside that touches them. I don't think that anybody you could be prolonged, you can really work in this business if you don't come from that place. I think if you are coming from the exterior, nobody's going to be interested for very long. Like anything, and any person that you meet in your life, I don't know. If you're physically attracted to someone, it doesn't last for very long if there isn't something happening on the inside.
I've seen the most beautiful people, the most extraordinary looking young people come through this place, and they have talent, but they think that that's all they need. I have talent, I have the looks, come find me. Well, nobody's going to come and find you. Nobody's going to knock down your door and say, I can't live without you. You have to go out and do it.
Yeah, it took a long time. It took a few years, actually, where I kept saying, I'm going to do my own show, I'm going to do my own show, I'm going to do my own show, and everybody was sick of hearing it. And then once it actually started happening, it went so fast. The whole thing, it's only been, I think, 2 months since we started. Embrace me.
Yeah, the slit that high.
Because I don't...
if it was Carnival or if it was Royal Caribbean, it'd be a different story.
Well,
but
let's
it's
see the
Holland
way it
America,
works.
so.
It looks on stage. If it's too much, I'll put the other
Yeah,
foot
but
on.
the people are 65 years old,
So
Rebecca.
what? It's just leg. I wear
It's
costumes.
not leg. Lift your leg up. If you lift the other leg up, I'm going to be able to see your crotch.
There's
See,
no
I can
crotch
see-
there.
But it's not what people can see, it's what people think they can see.
I think anybody has what it takes if they're determined, and I've seen Arthur when he's determined. If he's determined, he'll do
Fine
it.
too, but I just don't think that people should be able to see your crotch either, And it's not, I could care less. Anybody younger is not going to...
much more risque.
But it's different when you're doing a review show.
Why?
Because you're not up there by yourself, and people are looking at a lot of things.
But
They're
they
not
don't
just
even
looking
notice.
at
I mean,
you.
we wear things slit. You don't even pay attention to
It's
it.
different.
But now that it's just
different,
me, it's
and
an issue.
Yeah, but it's the way you're presenting it. You're doing a chair dance.
Your priority has to be performing first. And sometimes it's not. His priorities a lot are our relationship, which I appreciate.
That's a lot of leg for most of the people that are on the ship. You know the way they are with little things.
If he really wanted to be a performer, he wouldn't have come out on the ship. And I think I saw a lot of that on the ship, that he wanted to be a performer.
The last time I spoke to you, I said sometimes you have to give up too much for the dream, and I didn't know if I was ready to do that. What I did was, instead of I put the dream on hold for a year, so that I could go to be with her to see if that would make a difference in my life, to see if I really did want to spend the rest of my life with her and to be with her.
For me, I always knew what I wanted to do. I was born with it. For me, it was something I just couldn't deny. And for him, it was a choice. I'm going to be an actor.
Right now you're trying to get them to hire you, and you're doing things that are going to keep them from hiring you. Well, I think it's an issue, don't you? It actually, I think, helped the dream, because now when I have the opportunity to go and to speak to someone, to a casting director or to an agent, I'm not just talking about the last sitcom I had an audition for. I'm not talking about the last audition or the last acting class that I went to. I'm talking about how I stood on top of Bali High in the South Pacific and overlooked this incredible place that when we left on the ship, you cry because you can't believe that there's something so beautiful there. Is it that much of a big deal to put on another pair of tights so that...
And I felt sorry, because I think when you want to do something and you can't, it's very frustrating. Especially when people around you are doing it.
We worked together because we were in the same department together. I was a sound engineer and she's a performer on the ship.
Embrace me.
He was up there doing tech, which he's great at, but he wanted to be on stage. He saw other people performing and he wasn't.
Remember when you sang that at the Hollywood Roosevelt for me at the piano? And paid
Yeah, I
a little
sang
guy
that at the Hollywood
$5?
Roosevelt, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And my parents were here. And my parents were here. When I'm doing the lighting or when I'm running the sound and I see somebody else go out on stage and I hear them get the applause and I see them come out for the second bow or the third bow, that makes it a little something goes in your stomach and you feel it and it's in your heart too. It's almost like you feel a little bit of you. I don't want to use the word die because you don't feel like it's but you feel a certain sadness that it's not you.
I want to be a star. What does it take? Well, first of all, it takes, the skill. It takes being able to act, or being able to sing. And once you've got that, it really does become, the infamous who you know thing. And the best way to put yourself in a position to become famous is to put yourself in a position to get a job, and that's hanging out in the same places that these people hang out. It's going to places like Atlas, it's going to wherever's hot at the moment, but not looking, like that desperate little girl from Kansas wanting to get noticed. It's about having an attitude, really.
When I first rolled into town, I didn't know really what to do or what to do to meet people or, how to network myself. So I got into acting classes up in Hollywood and just started to meet people through my acting classes, and that's all what it is, about networking.
I'm married to Jamie in a way, sort of, if you think about it. I mean, there's a marriage there, And again, I said, words are very cheap. I mean, because if you don't really, you can say all the things that you want to say, but it actually comes within, and it has to mean something. And when you start to see the person's work, that's when you know that marriage is working.
Twilight Zone is a good thing. Going in and out of reality is very cool. So imagine, okay, so you sit down, boom, this happens, you're reacting, all these spiders come down. They've got to do something. Like some kind of light has to go, like light, like blue light or something. Maybe they should move really slow or something. Maybe some kind of original music should come on like slow. Twilight Zone.
I don't know.
Something. And then the narration should come out of that. Like almost like they could be acting out the scene here, say, and then up here on a railing, a light comes on and the comedian appears. And then she starts talking. Maybe they lower their voices and they're still acting out the scene, but she's telling you this is what's really going on. Hey, now look, this is what's really going on here. Like that kind of thing. I just don't know the story yet.
On the Boulevard, imagination and dreams are the stuff that feed achievement and success. Through fictional characters, our players continue to tell their own stories, revealing with even greater impact the truth about life on the Boulevard. In The Soap.
Hi, I'm John J. Franklin. What role do I think Rebecca should play in Boulevard of Dreams? Well, the kind of person that she is would be a great character because she's always playing the devil's advocate. She's always about being realistic, and I'll be real excited about something and she just takes the wind right out of my sails. Oh, woo! Look at it. Oh, it hit the other side.
I'm not drinking
It's
that.
yours. Why not? Well, we had a great day today. So what? Where do you have to go? I got up. Barbara made breakfast for me.
My name is Barbara Streisberg.
We drank champagne. Probably the best day of my life.
Watch him.
No, of course. No. Well, that's fantastic. Hey, I can't believe it, How long has it been since? Yeah. Well, sooner or later, good things come to those, right? Right. Exactly. You're right. Right place, right time.
See, I just know from experience that
So what else? You want me to call you?
you have to go in not expecting it, because then you won't be disappointed. And I just think he's going to be disappointed, but it's his choice.
Who can we call?
You've already called your mother,
Well, she's the
your
first one.
sister, my mother,
Cheers.
my sister, my grandmother. I don't think he should make it in the soap. I don't think he should make it in the soap. I think he should just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, really. Oof, I've had a lot of champagne.
Drama. My whole life is drama. It is. It's a big old soap opera.
Some make it, some don't. Some have got the guts to go that extra, to give that, that, and others don't. Some just give up. And
So you have to be pretty thick-skinned, because there's an enormous amount of rejection.
Because you're going to be too tall, too short, your hair's going to be the wrong color, you're going to be too heavy, your skin's going to be too pasty, you're going to weigh too much today, you're going to get up and your eyes are going to be swollen. Somebody's not going to like you for some reason. And, that's just the way it is, and you have to deal with that, and you have to realize that in this industry, it's going to be that way.
But if you have a lot of love and strength, and you believe in what you're doing, and you need it, and you want it, then you have it, and you'll be successful.